live. This Hangout is now live. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're from or depending on when you're watching this. Welcome to the MinecraftEdu After Chat. This is a Google Hangouts that we run live with our hosts of the MinecraftEdu Twitter EdChat that we host every single Tuesday evening with very few exceptions unless we decide we need to take a vacation or can't find a host for the evening. But we want to welcome you guys. Tonight's topic and guest host was absolutely fantastic, and it's all about Minecraft and integrating Minecraft with the whole family experience. It's one of those unique games that really connects to every demographic, so it makes it perfect for parents, for families to get into. So I hope that you as parents and families are joining us, and if you do have any questions, make sure if you're watching it live, you can use the Q&A feature. If you are not watching it live, then you can certainly leave questions in the comments section down below. So I want to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Garrett Zimmer. I'm one of the co-founders of MinecraftEdu After Chat, or MinecraftEdu Chat, and we also have our other co-founder, Mark Grundell, and we are joined here tonight by our two fantastic guest hosts who are also authors of the book Minecraft Lab for Kids, and they'll talk about that a little bit. But I want to go ahead and introduce Chris Scott, I should say, and John Miller, who we've also had on the program before. So we want to welcome you both. Chris, why don't you go ahead and take a moment to introduce yourself, and then we'll pass it on to John and finalize with Mark, and we'll get right into the highlights of the Minecraft Twitter chat that we had this afternoon for those of you who may have missed it.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Chris Scott, or C. Scottsy. A little secret behind that, the SY, is because I used to teach in Santa Ynez. It's a city in California, which starts with an S and a Y. So it was before school adopted Google Apps for Education. I had all my kids sign up with Gmail, and we just put SY at the end of their names, and it worked. So that's kind of how C. Scottsy came about. But yeah, so I'm actually not home. I'm in Bend, Oregon, running a Minecraft camp this week, last camp of the summer, and excited to be here, a part of the chat, and to talk about the book, which seems to be pretty well received out there. Lots of people are really enjoying it, and I think for John and I, it seemed like the work was totally worth it. We went into this really hoping that it was going to help educators and going to help parents connect with kids and help those kids connect with those adults, I guess. So yeah, anyways, excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Well, welcome.
John?
Okay, and thanks for having me again. And I'm John Miller. I'm a teacher, and I teach in very southern Monterey County, and I teach 7th grade history, which is world history here in California. And I've been using Minecraft for about 5 years there with my students, and I love what it has allowed me to become, and how successful it's made my kids. So it's always a pleasure to talk with other people and converse about Minecraft and learning and fun, because they're the same thing.
Awesome. Awesome. And I'm Mark Grundell. I'm the other co-founder of MinecraftEdu Chat. I've been using Minecraft for a little over a year now in my classroom. And John and Chris, I really I love the book. We've had a few other Minecraft authors on, and they pretty much focused on fiction, and they do a phenomenal job connecting with the communities and connecting with the kids. And I've seen a bunch of nonfiction Minecraft books out there, but yours, I just love, when you think about what is the beautiful question of your book, and it's, how can we really, bridge the gap with kids and families and students and teachers, children and adult. I think you really did a phenomenal job, you guys, with this book and the activities that you did. I'm really excited about using some of these activities in September with my kids, and I just want to thank you guys for being on and putting out a great piece of work. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
Listen, before you jump into the actual questions that we covered during tonight's EdChat, since we're on this topic of the book, which I didn't want to be the first one to mention it, I wanted to let you guys have that honor, but I want to take the honor right now of giving my expert opinion here, and I've been using Minecraft professionally for many, many years, and I've seen lots of teachers starting to use it, and I work very, very heavily with the educational community, and I can say this without a doubt, and I'm not blowing smoke here. This is probably the best book if you're an educator who's brand new to Minecraft, or a family member or a homeschooler who's brand new to Minecraft. This is the book that you want to pick up. The way that they cover it, the way that they work in the real world and the virtual, the activities, the labs, the way that they're set up, and they're gamified in a sense as well, with stickers at the back that you can use to really track your child's progress and track your own progress as well. This is the penultimate beginner's guide that you can use and actually learn as you go and do as you go for Minecraft. So I would encourage everyone out there, pick up a copy of this book. It is well worth it, especially if you're brand new to Minecraft. And even if you're not, fantastic ideas to bring into the classroom. So I wanted to give that that plug for the book and my personal recommendation on that as well.
Thanks. That means a lot. It really does. It's really kind of you, both of you. Thank you.
So,
okay, we're done?
Yeah.
Mark.
All right. Yeah, that's it, right?
That's it, everybody. Buy the book. You'll learn everything about tonight's day.
I mean, yeah, so I mean, let's just get into the questions. And I mean, question one, you know, in the words of Jerry Seinfeld, I mean, what is the deal with Minecraft?
Good question. Yeah. So why is Minecraft engaging, and why do our kids care about it so much? There was a couple of really, really good responses from Twitter. One in particular that I want to make note of, but I don't want to take over the conversation. So I want your opinions first. So Chris, what do you think is what one of the big things that really makes Minecraft engaging, or was there something in the community that they had put out there that really struck you as, yeah, you know what, this is a good answer to this question?
Yeah, someone, was it Mark or somebody, put in the chat that well, I had tweeted out that helps players be, you know, who they are. Right? There's some magic behind Minecraft that I don't think anyone can really explain why it's so popular and why it makes so much sense to the kids and to players, I should say, not just kids. I play. I'm sure we all play, right? But there's something about it that it's real enough. But it's fake enough that, like, kids who really don't know who they are, they don't know their personality, they don't have the vocabulary for their personality, right? They can't say, this is my favorite thing to do, or they maybe can't say, you know, these are the 5 things I enjoy doing. Maybe if they're really young they can, but maybe if they're like 12 years old and they're kind of like not sure. But in the game, they can be who they are. But I think Marky wrote, they can be, I think maybe it was Mark, but wrote that they could be anyone, right? Not just who they are, but they can be anyone. And that's really freeing, you know, to be in a place, and that's how it is, you know. We all are whoever we want to be, you know, fictional or real. It doesn't matter. We are just who we want to be, and I think there's some real mysterious power behind that, especially I think for kids in that in those like transition years, you know, like the 12, 13, 14, which is the age of kids that I was teaching in San Ynez in California.
Or like me, the 30-pluses.
Yeah, me too. I know, yeah. Same.
I liked what Todd Russo said. He said, because, you know, it fits right into what you're saying, because it allows kids to take control of a world and shape it in their own image. And that was, I think, a really powerful way to think about it, because I think about that when I go in too. Is I'm going to control this environment. I'm going to shape it into what I want to shape it into, and that's a powerful thing. Really, a powerful thing.
It's true.
Absolutely.
I totally agree. I've had conversations with adults, that play with their kids or just play on their own, and there's something about, like if you're at work and you don't necessarily have a lot of control. You're at school, you're a student, you don't have a lot of control in your environment, but in the game you have full control. You can go do anything. And for me, like I love mining. Like that's just my thing. It's like my jam. I go mine all day long, multiple days.
Well, I always bring this up, and it's something that I'll probably always continue to bring up, especially from a game development perspective. Bartle's Psychology of Gamers, and the 4 archetypes of game. And there's very few games out there that can allow itself to bridge the gaps of all 4 of those archetypes. Minecraft is one of those truly amazing games that allows the achievers, the socializers, the killers, and I'm completely losing the other ones, to basically see and do whatever they want. The explorers, that's the one I'm looking for. So by being a game that really allows opportunities for everybody to do something that they like, something that motivates them, it really becomes a driving force to keeping players engaged. And when we start to look at those different theories, I start to see some amazing things, an amazing understanding come into play when I'm looking at the players of that particular game. With Minecraft, as a game developer, I'll say one step further, is if you think of a game, it has been built in Minecraft. It has been recreated in Minecraft. So you've got those kids who absolutely enjoy a particular type of game, whether it be Mario Kart, whether it be Super Mario Brothers, whether it be Halo or first-person shooters, and it has been recreated in Minecraft. And the ability to A, for a student, recreate that game, or B, just if they just want to play that game, to be able to play it with all of their friends on the same server is amazing, and an amazing attractor for a lot of the kids that I've associated with or that follow me.
And I mean, it's not even just limited to games. TV shows and movies, Game of Thrones and Harry Potter, everything, any interest can be recreated in Minecraft. It really is just a amazing tool. And when you talk about taking control of the world, there's so many different ways for a child to take control of that world. Chris, you said you love to mine, and then I know some kids who are really, really into farming, and that's how they take control of the world. And then you have the adults and the kids who are really into gaining mastery of the world through their circuitry, through redstone, and others through coding and command blocking. So how you take control of the world, you have so many different choices, and I think that is so powerful. And not only can you take control of the world, but you really can even take control of your own character with the customization of your skin. Going back to what you said, Chris, about you can be whoever you want to be. You can look however you want in the game. If you want to look like yourself, if you want to look like a superhero, you can do whatever you want. I mean, there's just so much control that you can take, not only of the world but of yourself within the game, and I think that's very appealing to kids and adults alike.
Yeah, because our chat is heavily focused on education, and so the majority of the people that we cater to are educators. We do understand that there's a lot of families here, but in the educational environment, we talk a lot about agency, and I think that is the epitome of agency right there. Is the fact that kids can do whatever they want with Minecraft. So beautiful point, Mark.
Thank you, Garrett.
So how about we get into, speaking of family, how about we get into question 2, which is on how Minecraft can help to foster healthy family relationships. And I want to actually ask a precursor to this question, since we do have the authors of the Minecraft Lab for Kids, and that book was specifically developed as a family experience book. I want to hear from you, Chris and John. How do you really see this fostering healthy family relationships, and how did you come into writing the book from this level, from this angle, I should say? John, why don't you take us off?
Okay. Yeah, the approach was one where we thought it would work a lot better if we didn't try to assume that we knew as much as our kids do, and our students do about Minecraft and try to write a book for them, because they're the ones that should be writing the book and are writing the book on that. And we saw in our lives of parents, adults, in the lives of kids that play Minecraft that were kind of concerned about it, and that they were a bit worried that their kids were spending a little too much time on it and not quite understanding what their kids were doing. So we wanted to develop a book that would be something that parents and kids, and really the whole family, because Minecraft is, in my view, it's a family game. It could absolutely replace the
Monopoly.
yeah, exactly. We had in back when I was growing up, we had, and I'm sure all of us, we had family game night, and this is
Pictionaries, categories, yeah.
bingo, and this is just a more updated version of it. So we thought, why don't we take that approach when we write this book? Is let's try to bring the family together, and all of our ideas, and both for inside of Minecraft and then outside of Minecraft, the activities are kind of designed to be done in a couple of hours. Maybe it's a rainy day. You got the family together. Let's all have a go and let's all have some fun. So that was our original approach.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
John,
backing that up, John, I think I imagine a lot of us were first introduced to Minecraft by kids. I was introduced to Minecraft by the students in my classroom, and that's how it started for me. And that was I didn't realize how big of a deal that was at first. I was just that I'm sure like a lot of people watching this, and for you guys, it's a student first, student centered, culture in your classrooms, and it's easy to let your kids, really show you new things. But when Minecraft came in the scene, for my classroom, suddenly like these kids are the teacher, and I'm really like the student. I'm really the proper learner, and it's hard to find examples or experiences where the adult has very little or none, no experience in that area compared to the kids. I mean, my kids were doing a Minecraft camp this week, and my kids wake up and are playing Minecraft on their iPads, and then we go and play Minecraft pretty much all day at camp, and then they come back and they play Minecraft for another hour or two on their iPads, and then we're gonna have dinner. It's like that's more than I played today, and I was with them the whole time. They have so much more experience, and it's really really powerful to have that sort of I guess a flip, in a sense, flip where the kids are the teachers and the teacher is the learner, and that's again, I think that's the approach we took with the book.
Excellent. So I want to make a point here, just based on that, is because we're going to have parents watching this and families watching this, the one thing, and this came up in conversation during our Twitter chat as well, the one thing that you want to be aware of is that part of the experience with Minecraft, and I think Mark coined this very, very well, or restated this very, very well during the Twitter chat, that Minecraft is a language. And you don't necessarily, as a parent, I don't want parents out there thinking, or teachers out there thinking, I have to be a player and I have to play this regularly 24/7. Chris, I think you made a beautiful point there that you barely played it today, but you were still involved in that experience. There's an experience around it. There's a language around it that will connect you very, very closely to what your child is doing and make it very comfortable to engage with them without you actually having to play it on an hour by hour by hour by hour basis. So that's just, it's a very interesting point to bring up, that as long as you understand the language, and this is what I love about this book, that you guys put together, John and Chris, is that it has activities that are within Minecraft, but in each lab, it's also connected to an activity that's outside of Minecraft. So parents can find that natural balance, and teachers can even find that natural balance and start to get comfortable with the world of Minecraft, even if they've never played a day or an hour or a minute.
Yeah. And you know, I think what you're saying, Garrett, is so important. And you know, if you're going to talk to your kids about this, because I have some great conversations, and I walk away having some great conversations, and a parent might overhear me talking with their child, and they'll say to me, "Sounds like you're speaking a foreign language. I have no clue what you're talking about." And you know, just hearing what you're saying, Garrett, I think it's just so important. You know, parents, teachers, whoever you are, you know, listen to your kids, and don't just shut down and say you're speaking a foreign language to me, you know, but really listen to them and talk to them and ask questions. I know that when I was first exposed to Minecraft, I felt like a kid. I was just asking questions like, what do you mean? What's the point? There's no point. Like, what do you do? What do you know? I'm asking all these questions, and I wasn't understanding it, but I kept that open mind. And I kept asking questions. I felt like a kid, you know, and the kids really did teach me. And so I just
And it
think,
sounds like you had like a genuine interest, right? I mean, that's obviously a really important part. You had a genuine interest in your kids, and that's
yeah,
what really, that's why you're saying like, I don't get it. Tell me more. Like, what do you mean you punch trees, right? That's how
yeah.
it all
And the
starts, right?
trees
What do
don't
you
fall
mean?
down when you knock the base out.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like, okay, so then you've got wood, and then you make, then you get stone, and then what? I don't understand, but at least it's like you were genuine, and I think that's where it goes, right? We have to be genuine with the kids.
Yeah, yeah. You just listen to them, you know, and because I think it is a bit of a turn off. You know, I feel like my heart sinks when someone says, "It sounds like you're speaking a foreign language." I feel like you're not listening, you're not engaging, and I think that this book really will help with that common language and really bridge the gap with the families, and you know, not only the activities but just the terminology in here. It's
The
great.
the other thing that I think, it really, and from the conversations that I've had, one of the biggest blocks in front of people's faces when it comes to Minecraft is this idea that it's just a game. Right? That's all it is. And I don't need to care. I don't care what my child is playing as long as it's within my appropriate scale, that it's not murdersome and things like this. As long as it's within that scope and category, then they play it. They're doing it for fun. But Minecraft's not just a game. It's not just about fun. There's so much that we can learn about our kids and learn about, the children around us that are playing it from engaging in that world of Minecraft with them, or at least engaging in the language. So don't think about it. Big number one point is don't think about it as just a game. It is so much more, and as we covered in question number one, there's an opportunity to really understand more about our child, to understand how they think and how they feel and what makes them tick. And that is such a powerful thing for parents to get and for teachers to get. Okay, so that question covered, unless John, you or Chris had another point to make, let's roll into question number 3, which is about the same, and I think we actually covered it, so we're going to skip that. Q3 was, how does Minecraft lend itself to building connections with the whole family? And I think we really covered that in this discussion as well. So Q4 was talking about some of the cool projects that Minecraft families can create and complete together, both inside and outside of the game. And this is where we got into the meat and potatoes of the Minecraft Lab and some of the other amazing ideas that came from the education community and the community talking with us. So what were some of the highlights that you wanted to pull out, Chris?
I think the one that we all started to rave over was the, if carrying, what was it, a cubic meter of any material. I think that's what it was. But I think that was maybe Mark's or yours, Garrett, or something. I can't remember.
Was Mark's.
It was.
So
yeah.
For an audience out there, because this is a live broadcast and people will be watching it afterwards, if you aren't familiar with Minecraft, Chris, why don't you go ahead and explain to us why that becomes such an important factor? Is what's the cubic meter have to do with Minecraft in general?
Yeah, sure. Well, all the standard blocks are a meter cubed, first of all. So, you get a log, and it's a meter cubed. You get, like, cobblestone, it's a meter cubed, just standard blocks are cube meter, and you have your inventory, which is sort of, I consider it sort of like a backpack, and then you also have your hotbar, which are those little boxes at the bottom, right? And I kind of think of those as like your pockets, because those are the things you can kind of quickly reach in and then put in your hand. So, I mean, you could have a stack, right? A stack of cobblestone, and you could have, you could have your full inventory. Yeah, a stack 64 exactly. I'm sorry, a stack 64 cobblestone blocks, and you could have your full inventory of 64, cobblestone blocks, just lots and lots of them. I didn't even try and add that up, but like that, the number is insane, right? And then I think Mark put in there, he said something about gold, right? Because that's like the most dense block. We're on to the lessons now, Mark. Is why we're bringing
sorry
that
about
up.
that. My son must have had a nightmare. He woke up screaming and crying. So.
Oh,
Everything
wow.
good?
Yeah, I'm back. He's good.
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, we're talking about your particular idea, one option, which I'm just going to, actually, because we didn't really cover, we sort of jumped into the explanation of it, but I'm going to cover what the actual thing was, and it's, can you take a Minecraft block and do the Minecraft workout, which is try to carry as much as Steve. Take a cubic meter of anything, just like you can carry in Minecraft, and see if you can carry it. And there's so many mathematical applications to that. But Chris, I'll go back to you and let you continue on with the explanation of it.
Oh yeah, just I think someone replied, what's a cubic meter of styrofoam or whatever that was, and we were even talking in the chat sort of about like even feathers would be heavy, and that would be really cool to kind of come up with like a list and come up with some comparisons and probably do some sort of table or something like that. But it'd be cool to really do it, right? I mean, for a school to get like a cubic meter of sponges, right, and like put it in a box and have the kids lift it and weigh it, stand on a scale or whatever, but like give that like real physical thing, which was really what the core of the chat was about, was combining that virtual and the physical space, which is what the book is about, but like getting that like feeling, it's like, oh, like sponges actually add up if you have a cubic meter of them, or marshmallows or whatever, right? I mean, whatever you have, I guess.
And from there you can figure out how much can Steve actually carry, what's the actual weight that he can carry.
And compare it, maybe I mentioned maybe he's like an ant, right? Because ants can carry like 5,000 times their body weight. So it's like, how does he compare it to other creatures, right, on Earth, or maybe in other games, perhaps, or in Pokemon, perhaps.
I mean, with my students, I've simply taken a bunch of meter sticks and put them together into a cube, and I'm trying to find the picture right now. The kids were amazed at how big a cubic meter really was. They don't realize how big it is, but when you physically construct it, you're just blown away at just the sheer size of it.
Absolutely.
I mean, and I loved it. Was like after the chat, someone who was new to our chat, I want to go back and find her, but
Michelle B.
Yeah, Michelle. She said, I have my 8th graders build the school in Minecraft. Okay, old idea. I think that's one of your first ideas as a teacher, right? Using Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
But then she said, but then I have the 8th graders share it with the incoming 6th graders to their middle school. I thought that was a brilliant idea on an old idea, a new spin, where she now these kids, they are rebuilding the school, but then they're sharing it and saying, like, let's help alleviate those fears of coming to a new school. Look what our school is like in Minecraft. You're taking something that's intimidating and scary and putting it in a safe and comfortable environment. And you want to talk about bridging the physical and the digital. I thought that was a perfect example.
Excellent. All right, John, how about yourself? What stood out to you?
Yeah, anything that gets kids using their hands, I think, is really great. In fact, this year I'm trying to merge that from things I learned from the book to my physical space in class, and there's a lot of the makerspace movement is very popular in education, but it's makerspace, you think of science, you think of math applications, engineering, computer applications, the technical stuff. But I thought, well, gosh, wouldn't it be great to be able to have a medieval makerspace? And so I'm going to try to do that in my class this year and incorporate Minecraft sort of things. So the things that are in Minecraft can we build, but also cultural artifacts too. And so we'll let you know how that turns out. But I set up kind of these, a medieval makerspace back in the back half of my class, and we'll get that hands-on stuff because I think it's a good fit, right? We having that the arts and crafts with technology and learning. I think that's great.
I think getting into more of that, absolutely brilliant idea. And getting into more of that and seeing more of that happen within classrooms and within family environments as well is really going to push Minecraft beyond that idea of it's just a game. Because it's not. There are so many different ways that we can integrate it into between the real and the physical, and have actually physical activities going on that are connected to this language of Minecraft. Yeah. Mark, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just going to ask if you're bringing in an anvil and a forge.
I am actually working on an anvil. I don't think I can get a forge in there, but we do have, because we do a medieval fair too, so we do have some props that fit, and if I can get an anvil in there, I'm going to get an anvil in there.
Oh, how cool.
Brilliant. Well, I want to talk about a couple of the things that really stuck out to me, and one in particular that I had put out there, and I want to share this. But Todd Russo really brought up a point that
he was on fire.
He'd like to take his boys around their community and find things worth replicating. That is amazing. Imagine, being able to get your kids to willingly want to go to the museum past a certain age. Tough to do. Tough to do at a certain age, right? At a certain age, we get to that stage where, they just want to play the video games, they just want to do that. However, we can really turn these into certain activities to test our child's observation, to test our child's understanding of various environments around us. And that comment reminded me of one that came from Zoe Brannigan-Pipe. We recently did a presentation at a Minecraft Microsoft Camp 21, and she brought up a very interesting project that the students did with the city of Hamilton. So her students actually went in with the city of Hamilton and came up with ideas on how to recreate the waterfront. And this is a huge project in the city of Hamilton here in Canada, Ontario, where I live. And these students did such an amazing job of recreating the waterfront and rebuilding the waterfront in a way that they wanted, that this has now been pulled into City Council for approval. So there's amazing ways that you can get your kids involved in community activities. It's not just doing physical, the makerspaces is good, but also getting involved in broader, bigger, community-related things. I'm reminded of We Are the Rangers, which is a huge Minecraft world that used Minecraft and really asked students and children to get involved in the process of creating the creatures, creating the 3D block models of elephants and giraffes, and it asked everybody in the community to get involved in this. So it became a very community-oriented, collaborative project for a good cause. So lots of different ways that Minecraft can be more than just that game. That said, I think it leads us right directly into question 5, which is, and I can't actually...
Question 5, how do we foster skills within the game and promote that transfer into the real world? So I don't know, Chris, you wanna take that one up? Anything stand out in the chat?
I was still muted. I was just replying to someone in the chat. Actually said that they missed the chat and the after chat. I was like, oh wait, no, we're still going. We're still here.
It's on demand as well. So
on demand, YouTube on demand. Right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, what was the question again? Sorry, I was looking at the chat, going back into it.
Yeah. Just, how do we take the skills from within the game and, promote them outside of the game, that transfer into the real world?
Yeah, I think sometimes, like in my experience, which is now a lot more with Minecraft camps and like playing Minecraft all day with the kids, and then each day we'll have like a piece that we do that translates. So today was redstone, so we were doing some redstone activities, TNT cannons or roller coasters or whatever it is, traps and things that the kids want to build. And then outside the game, we built. I've got this paper like cardstock. It's a template for like copper tape. Have you guys seen copper tape? Where it's like you can peel off the back and it's it's conductive. It's copper wire, but it's tape basically. And then you put an LED and a battery in there, and you start playing with some simple circuits. And it's it's not a one-to-one correlation, and there's not a lot of one-to-one correlation between Minecraft and real world, which is great. But it's really fun activity, and the kids totally got into it today. And sometimes it's really challenging. And today the kids, they built it's a card that lights up basically. They built a little flashlight on a popsicle stick. So again, there's like copper tape and then LED on the top and like battery kind of at the bottom. Really simple ideas, but just that idea of like the kids are building these like redstone clocks and these contraptions, and they know that it's a form of electricity. But what is electricity in real life? What is it? What's the sort of real life application? That was just today's. Yesterday we were doing some stuff with like structures and buildings and kind of comparing things in and out of the game with how like gravity doesn't always affect things. Like we talked about, like you punch a tree and it's still standing up in the sky, or things of that nature. But yeah, there's lots of activities. There's lots of things we can do. But certainly, sometimes it's just being an observant adult and looking at it and just like you did, Mark, and just saying, I wonder if they have that concept of how big a block really is, and then just taking your meter sticks and taping them together. I mean, that's a simple but really, really effective idea, because that's like the foundation, right? So, and then building a conversation off of that. Like maybe you're starting to guess, like, well, how many of these cubes is our house, or a real house, right? Or this building down the street. Now we're talking about the community, right? Because now we're out there in the community, or something from history, perhaps, or whatever it is. But it's really easy to make the connections if we just like take a step back and, like, I know Garrett, you're saying, it's not just a game. Making sure we know it's not just a game. It certainly is a game, right? It certainly is a game, but we can look at it, right? And this is why we say it's not just a game. We can look at it and say, wow, first of all, the kids are so interested in it. And if we just stop and think, I wonder if I just ask them a question about this, like where it might go. Just being open to that, open to the conversation and open to their thoughts and their input, and then just kind of keep probing and keep asking, and then having a new experience in Minecraft and see where that goes. And maybe you're on a road trip and you're like, what would a car look like in Minecraft? Have you ever seen that? And they're like, wow, I've seen 5 Minecraft videos on YouTube where people built these things and it's amazing. And then suddenly you're talking about YouTube, and maybe you're talking about different things. I don't know, just lots of connections. It's really endless is how it goes.
Yeah, brilliant point. Before anybody else jumps in, we're going to get right back to that question. I apologize, but we do have a question from Todd Lichenwalter, and it's just related to the world name, or the Minecraft creation name, where students were involved in the making of animals. It is no longer getting on. The involvement is no longer going on, but it was We Are the Rangers. And it was by the World Wildlife Foundation, or the Royal Wildlife Foundation. It was also designed by Adam Clark, the Common People, and Dragnoz, and a couple of others. But yeah, We Are the Rangers is the answer to that. So going back to question at hand in regards to fostering skills within the game and promoting that transfer into the real world, take it away. John?
Okay, I'll jump in there. I was waiting. I was gonna.
I'll use a name.
Yeah, if Minecraft lends itself so well to, I think, education in general in the classroom. But what skills, if we want to look at specific skills does it translate to in the real world? I think the math, and I posted something about I think recipes. It never fails to amaze me at how every student knows all the recipes. They don't need to look them up. I have to look them up constantly. I have a chart by my computer to keep myself enlightened. But they know it, and some of those things are quite complicated. There's multiple steps involved, and this is pre-algebraic work. If you're talking about multiplying factors, then they're preparing themselves for a great future in mathematics, I think, by exploring crafting in Minecraft. Many kids have managed to craft every single item, and I'm not even close to that. And so I like that aspect of it. I think that's a really exciting skill set that they're learning. And the other is, I think that, yeah, go
John,
for it.
let me actually hold you on that point, because I think the point is very apropos to this concept of bridging the physical and the real world and really recognizing where those skills transfer. A Minecraft crafting table is a 3x3 setup. And it's very interesting because that setup, that grid setup for crafting, can become the context for elaborating on the multiplication table and sharing with even the youngest of Minecraft players how the multiplication table works and making that connection. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, oh, definitely. It's a beautiful thing because they're doing math and they don't realize it at all, and it's lovely. I also I think like that aspect that a lot of people think we're spending too much time on the computers, but I think it's encouraging kids here when they're in Minecraft, that mindset that we all get, that I wonder what's on the other side of that hill, I wonder what's around that bend in the river, that sense of exploration. And I think that is empowering for kids outside the world too, outside the Minecraft world and in real life. That inquisitiveness, that wanting to know, where do I go from here? What is off in the distance there? And so those are my two big takeaways, I think, with Minecraft and skills that it's building.
We do have a question up here, and Mark, I think this will probably lead into some of the answers that you have to give as well on this question. But it's a question from Lynn Telfer. Has anybody used a 3D printer to connect Minecraft to the real world? And I know that there's plenty of examples, but I also know that Mark has been looking into that as well.
So I know there's one company, Lynn, called Mindways, that works with Shapeways for 3D printing. So yeah, if you Google Mindways, you can actually construct something in Minecraft, download it through Mindways, and then they will print it out through Shapeways. I met Doug Kiang at the Minecraft Summit, and he brought with him a little house, I guess, that he had printed, and the house was made up of at least one of every block in Minecraft, and it was just, I was afraid to hold it. I was afraid I was going to drop it, but it really cool, really neat. So that's one company that I'm familiar with, is Mindways for 3D printing.
So
and
there's,
no, I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to say there's a few other options, and it's not just 3D printing. There's papercraft. There's opportunities to create blocks out of paper. Beautiful activities that you can do with young children, with very, very young children, and adult supervision at craft time. Perfect examples. We here at MindGauge, my organization that deals with serious games in Minecraft, we in one of our crowdfunding campaigns, we launched and we created the Globe Theatre that we had created in Minecraft in our city of London, and we printed it out, and we were going to provide this as a option. And these are things that you can actually print, not necessarily in full color. You can print them in just one color and have kids afterwards go in and paint them. So multiple opportunities for using the integration opportunity with programs like Tinkercad and Mindways and Shapeways, a variety of others.
Yeah, Tinkercad has a great option. You can either use MC Edit to add your schematics directly to your maps, or you can use the World Edit mod to just load and paste your schematics into Minecraft that way. I love Tinkercad. It's a free program, free app, I guess, from Autodesk. You can just load it up. You can find other people's work. If you want, you can create your own. You can tinker other people's stuff, and you can bring it right into. You can download it right from Minecraft. There's nothing to it. You just click the button, download it from Minecraft, and then either MC Edit or the World Edit mod, and you can put it right in there. And it's great. And I mean, you can also download those for 3D printing as well. So I've never used a 3D printing option, so I'm not really sure about that. But you know, definitely check it out.
Great answers to those to that particular question. Mark, what are your final thoughts on fostering skills and promoting the transfer of those skills to the real world?
Well, I think just going back to that communication and just talking with kids, and I think just modeling, how we act within the game, our values, our ethics. Garrett, earlier you brought up Todd's comment about, going to a museum. I mean, imagine going to a museum and just talking about whatever it is you're seeing. And what would that, asking the kid, what would that look like in Minecraft? How could we redo that in Minecraft? I mean, I think that's a great conversation to get started in the real world and then bring it into the game, Or where can we find examples of this in the real world? How would this look in the real world? The activity that I really love in your book is that lab number 17. I don't know.
Is that the bow and arrow one?
It's the bow and arrow. Little boys, and I'm a little boy at heart. We love to throw stuff. We love to shoot stuff. So the bow and arrow just hit home. And then actually, just last week with another student, we built a redstone archery range. And the targets are on sticky pistons, and then you flip the lever, and the sticky pistons drop the arrows into lava, and you're reset to go again. We might try to work on a scoreboard for next time, but I really connected with that activity, and I think it'd be great to do that, or even if you can be fortunate enough to actually go out to an archery range with your child after maybe constructing something in Minecraft. I just love that. I think
paintball courts.
Or paintball, yeah.
All right. Well, as we've seen from the entire conversation, there are plenty of ways, there are plenty of opportunities for, and the key point that I think all three of these fantastic educators have made is communication. The way to transfer those skills and bridge those skills between Minecraft and the virtual world is communication. It is getting in there, it is asking those open-ended questions, it is leading them in a direction where they see the connection themselves, and that really will help foster those skills. So listen, I want to say we are running out of time here, so we're going to cover this right now. We're going to end it. I want to thank everybody for joining us who has been watching this. Again, if you have any questions and you weren't a part of the actual MinecraftEdu After Chat live, you can certainly ask those questions on the comments section down below the YouTube video. If you enjoyed this and you want to share it with your friends, please go ahead and do so. If you want to share it with other family members or other people that you know who have children who play Minecraft, hopefully you've gotten some fantastic ideas. Please go ahead and click that like button and make sure that you share the link out to anybody that you can.
Rate, review, subscribe.
But we are here every single Tuesday evening at 9 o'clock p.m. with the After Chat live. And we do host the Twitter EdChat, which happens on Twitter using the hashtag MinecraftEdu from 8 p.m. till 9 p.m., a new topic every week. And I want to thank both of our hosts for the evening, Chris Scott and John Miller, and we'll let them say their final goodbyes. But Mark, can you just lead us in before we do that and say goodbye? Can you lead us into who is up next week?
We're still putting together next week's chat, but we are hoping to discuss game-based learning and games like Minecraft, and just educating the whole child through
Okay.
game-based learning.
Excellent.
I'm really excited about that, Chad. I think it's a powerful topic, not just for educators, but really any adult, is connecting with that whole child, and I think it feeds very well off of tonight's chat. So we hope that if you're joining us this week, you can jump in and join us next week as well.
Excellent. So we'll let John and Chris say their final goodbyes as well, and make any comments, and definitely plug your book, please. So Chris, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, just thanks a lot, everyone, for joining us in this. And, both John and I, one, we're really proud of our book. I mean, incredibly proud, super stoked on how it's been received so far. But we also are very approachable. You can see I'm at cscottc, I'm cscottc at Gmail, and you can reach us, and we'll reply, and we'll talk to you, and we can, help you if you have specific questions, it's about the book or about Minecraft or whatever it might be. But thanks, thanks for this time, and thanks for checking out our book. It's called Minecraft Labs for Kids, or the Unofficial Minecraft Labs for Kids, actually, technically unofficial. So there's that little piece. So thanks a lot, and John?
Yeah, thank you. It's been great, and we always enjoy doing chats with you guys. So thanks so much, and until next time.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you for being on, and just thanks for putting out this great text. We love it. All right.
Excellent. All right. Well, listen, to all of you guys, I want to say it's been an absolute pleasure to have you guys hosting. John, this is your second time, I believe, hosting one of the MinecraftEdu chats. Always a pleasure to see you, Chris. An absolute pleasure to meet with you guys. For all of you guys out in the audience who were asking questions, those of you who joined us on the MinecraftEdu Twitter chat, thank you guys very much for all of the support. Without a community like you coming together and discovering together these topics in Minecraft, I think there would be so many people out there who would have a much harder time getting involved in the world of Minecraft and recognizing its true potential. So the real heroes of Minecraft in education really become you guys and those of you who join us every week. So join us next week. On that note, we're going to say goodbye, good night, and have a great day. We'll see you on MinecraftEdu next week.
All right, thank you. Good night.